The setup for step 4 is very similar to the setup for step 3. Really, the only change between step 3 and step 4 is now the handler is going to move from position to position with the dog. So if you were using the jump or the cones without the jump, you're going to want to go back and do that same setup for these exercises. Now at this point, the handler is going to start moving from position 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with the dog into the rear cross. There's no need to rush any of these positions. Just do them until they feel comfortable for you and your dog. Now you'll see later on in this video, even I get confused about what direction I'm supposed to go, and my dog will get confused occasionally about which direction to turn. So don't expect that you're going to be 100% of the time. So I'm using the cones again to give me an idea of where to position myself and my dog. I want to make sure that I'm practicing my turns going left and going right. Of course, you don't need to use cones specifically. Just use any kind of marker to give you a guide on where to be each time you start to approach the jump with your dog. So from this camera angle, it's not quite as obvious that my hand and my foot are moving together to cue the dog to take the jump and then the follow through to finish. But you want to make sure you are consistently using the hand closest to the dog to cue the jump and the other hand to finish with the follow through and to reward. And your feet and hands should move together. Right foot with right hand, left foot with left hand. So let's slow this down and look at it just a second. Right here, you're going to see the dog get the cue to take the jump and then the follow through with the left hand and left foot. So the right hand told the dog to take the jump and the left hand told the dog what direction to turn. So here's the exercise with a jump bar. Of course, if you're at a level where you're not jumping yet, still stick with the bar on the ground or just doing the cones. Bindi and I are working our way all the way around here, and you're going to see that she misreads my information because I wasn't very clear on this next go about what direction I wanted her to head. So even an experienced dog needs to get clear information about where they're supposed to go. I haven't been putting her in a sit stay as I thought she might have a little more fun just moving around quickly as we went without having to stop and sit. Now we've made our way around to position 5, so we're going to go back to position 5 and go the opposite direction. And here we have a joint error. I didn't get my hips committed in the right direction before she committed to the jump. She also anticipated turning the other direction because that's the way we had been going. To simplify this exercise and avoid those kind of errors as well as getting yourself lost, it would be easier to start back at the very beginning at cone number 1 and go that direction first, rather than switching over at 5. I think, though, it's nice to challenge yourself once in a while. And it's easy to get yourself turned around in these exercises. Right here, I got myself on the wrong side and almost started to go before I realized my error. So no problem if you take your dog on the wrong side over the wrong direction. Just make sure that in the end you're getting a rear cross in. So you're crossing behind the dog as they move past that cone. Once you've mastered going 1 through 5 on the left and 1 through 5 on the right, this is a nice little challenge round exercise. You're going to go from 1 on the left to 1 on the right, 2 on the left to 2 on the right, each time switching behind your dog. This will really challenge you mentally to be able to switch directions back and forth. In the end, it's going to help you out a lot on course when you can do this very smooth and without getting confused about the direction you're trying to turn. Look at how many more errors Bindi and I have had together since switching back and forth. It really is a challenge, but it's a lot of fun. And the final way to really challenge yourself and your dog as you progress through these exercises would be to give yourself more space, have more movement to the cones or the jump, whatever you're using. The farther that you have to travel, the more room there is for error. So as you move further and further away from the cones and still executing your rear cross, you will find that you and your dog are going to struggle a little bit more on the information that you're giving. But this is going to set you up in the long run for understanding when and where you need to give your information to your dog. At this point, your mechanics need to be down pretty solid, and you're just working on the timing of the rear cross. Looky there, even Bindi and I get it wrong every once in a while. But we recover quickly. So go ahead and send your videos, and I will give you some feedback on where to head next. Good luck, have fun.